All right. Welcome everybody. This is just gonna be short, casual style video. Just gonna be doing like a little collection show off of what vinyls I have. I haven't really gotten any new ones this summer, sadly. Maybe at the end I'll say which ones I'm on the lookout for and which ones I'm hoping to buy. I actually have uh, the Strokes' first album coming in probably on Sunday. Very excited for that. Um, but without a further ado, let's just show off what I got. Nothing too crazy. Maybe say a couple things about each one, but yeah, let's do it. So, we'll just start. We'll start with this. We'll start with this. Let's see. This is, two-sider. The Smiths. Queen is dead. And then on the back we have I Keep Mine Hidden. It's just like probably like a deluxe track or something. Obviously, this is just a single. Um, it's got the Queen on it, I'm assuming. Um, this is actually one of the albums that I want to get. The Queen is Dead by the Smiths. One of my favorite albums of the year. One of my favorite albums of all time. Always been a big Smiths fan. I guess say like on the down low, not because of like I'm trying to hide the fact that I'm a Smiths fan, but you know, my dad was always a big fan, and Morrissey and the Smiths were always playing when I was young. But I knew the songs, but I never knew the names. And then last year I kind of got more into them, and this year I decided to put on The Queen is Dead for the first time and enjoyed every single song. It's probably the definition of a 10 out of 10. Um, I Know It's Over, Frankly, Mr. Shankly. Those are some absolutely golden songs. So you got this one as a birthday gift. Very sweet, very kind, fantastic, fantastic gift. Um, yeah, Queen's Dead, the only single I got. Put that to the side. All right. My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade. It's pretty cool, right? Look at that. Sorry about the glare, but yeah. Um, we got the back. We got the band members on the back here. Yeah, that glare is pretty gnarly. Um, yeah, this is actually one of the coolest vinyls that I own. Love this album. Adore this album. Can't go wrong. Cancer. That I'm soggy from the key. It's a killer line. Killer line. Disenchanted. Famous last words, and of course, Welcome to the Black Parade. All classics. One of just in terms of like your emo type of band. This is the best way to get into My Chemical Romance. Their best album, without a doubt. Uh, like I said, I kind of got into them last year. Another great recommendation um, uh, from an old friend. Yeah, uh, fantastic, and of course the actual pressing is so cool to look at. So that's that. Put that to the side. Laurel Hell. Laurel Hell, anybody? Mitsuki? Take a look at the back. Don't want to ignore that. Um, yeah, so this is Mitsuki's 2022 project released earlier this year. Right? Earlier this year, January. I'm thinking. Let's take a look at the inside. It just has the song titles, lyrics. I'm fairly certain this is a red press. So let's give a look. See. Let's see. Yeah, maybe you can see that red. Um, yeah, another gift from the same person who got me the single. Again, just fantastic, fantastic gift. Really, obviously being in college, I was, wasn't really expecting much. Um, my parents were away, friends were away. It was just nice to receive birthday messages, but to receive a gift like these two was incredibly, incredibly, heartwarming. Uh, really made the occasion special, and of course, like, quality album, quality album. You'll hear the memes about what this one kind of sounded like, but it's definitely a different type of Mitski. We're kind of getting a little bit more pop, a little bit more, uh, yeah, a little bit more synthy. Not really expecting that, but you could still expect your classic Mitski Dread on here, like with what is it? I guess. Yeah, it's I guess. Yeah, but what I was saying, I guess it's your quintessential Mitski, sad, slow burn. My favorite song definitely on this album. I remember when ooh, Working for the Knife came out early October, maybe. I was really excited for that. Let's see, what is it? What song is it? Heat Lightning. Heat Lightning's all right. Love Me More is a really nice, sort of, you know, uh, in terms of like substance, kind of sad song, but it is a fun one to listen to, without a doubt. Um, Compared to her other projects, it's different, and I'm, always a fan of her other stuff, but this is again great, great thing to have in the collection. So with that, we got Snail Mail, Habit, her her first. I'm not sure if this was an EP. I'm fairly certain it was her first EP. Um, Maybe it was her EP, or it's like a compilation of like her early stuff. All I know is that this was her first like collective. Um, Thinning. Oh God, I love Static Buzz. You should check out her live version if you. I think it's Audio Buzz if you haven't had the chance to. Um, Stick is really good as well. I think Stick actually might have made it onto Lush. I'm not entirely sure. Um, so yeah, this was actually the first album I picked up in at school. Um, yeah, let's see, it was probably second week of being there or first week. Um, yeah, big, uh, big, what's his face? What's his face? Big Snail Mail fan, of course. Absolutely adore her stuff, and we're gonna see more of her later. All right, bring on the Phoebe Bridgers. Oh, it's just us. Yeah, I haven't touched these in a while. Of course, I like to flip through, but um, let's see, Strange in the Alps, the thing that started it all. More of a kind of that folky vibe a little bit. We got Smoke Signals, Motion Sickness, most popular song. Funerals dastardly. Demi Moore, absolutely love. Scott Street 2. Oh, Killer. You should check out Killer plus the Sound on Spotify. It's this great, like 7 minute long song that also has another artist. I don't really know his name, but she did Atlantis with him, or yeah, she did Atlantis with him. Came out October of 2021. Probably one of, I think it was in my top 10 songs of the year. Not entirely sure. It was definitely on that list. Check it out. Georgia, check out her live version. I think it was 2015. I think it's her one of her best vocal performances, and it is cutting. You Miss My Heart, of course. It's just your quintessential, just you know, opening into Phoebe Bridgers and this type of slow, you know, cutting, piercing lyricism. She's got a great. It's just a great vibe. It's just a great vibe. And yeah, amazing album. Amazing album. Highly recommend. Yes, I know you guys know what this is. The Copycat Killers. The Copycat Killers 4 track, um, side A, side B. We got Kyoto, Savior Complex, Chinese Satellite, and Punisher, all acoustic. This came out, ooh, I want to say December of 2020 or November. Not entirely sure, but this is my favorite version of Kyoto, my favorite version of Chinese Satellite. It's I don't know. I feel like they're almost like the rendition of those two songs. Sacred Complex and Punisher, I prefer the originals, and I actually, if you guys have heard of Brandon before, um, this great artist, he actually did a cover of Sacred Complex, and that I actually might prefer to the original and this one. Fantastic pieces, but like I said, it's mostly acoustic, and that's the thing with these. And I feel like there's also it's a bit more sentimental than the not overproduced, but the produced versions on Punisher that came out June 2020. Highly recommend checking out the Copycat Killers, Chinese Satellite, Kyoto Killer Tracks. Killer Tracks. All right, Boy Genius, self-titled. Um, Hope that we're not getting a little Phoebe Bridger fatigue here, but we're bringing in the other two fantastic women, Lucy Dacus and Julian Baker. This is, oh, I want these women to get back together and make another project because this is one of the best EPs out there. We got Me and My Dog, classic, that was like blaring on my speakers the night before I left for college because I was just like, dang, I'm gonna miss JoJo a lot. Ooh, what's that one? What's the one song? Oh, yeah, actually, I could just look on here. Ketchup ID. It's either Ketchup or no, it is Ketchup ID. Um, its lyrics are really, really relatable because it's talking about like being in a college town, and I don't know, I just feel like the whole way they kind of described I don't necessarily remember if it's like the hustle and bustle or even just like the aura or energy of it, but I just remember the first verse being very like having a visceral reaction to it, especially after like my first quarter up in school. We got Stay Down. Julian Baker does a fantastic job on that one. By the Hand. We got Salt in the Wound. Souvenir, I actually don't think I have saved to my playlist. I'm going to have to listen to that one again. But, you really can't go wrong when these three get together. You can't go wrong with any three of them, to be honest with you. Especially my girl right here. Um, God, this glare is awful. Phoebe Bridgers. Me and My Dog, I just wanted to talk about it again. Look up a live version. Phoebe does a fantastic belt. It's kind of like pushed under on, the studio version. You could definitely hear it, but it's just a lot more profound. It's a lot grander live, obviously, because it's not in the backing. It's just, it's fantastic. Highly recommend. Boy Genius. We need another piece. We need another cut. All right, here we go. Alrighty. Um, Soft Sounds from Another Planet, Japanese Breakfast, their second LP. Pick this up at the Jubilee, concert round uh, in Sacramento, November 9th, November 12th, was it? Uh, something like that. Something like that. Uh, Let me tell you about that concert. One of the best experiences of my life. Really needed it during that point in time at school, just in general. Posing for Cars was her technically last track, because I mean, she came out for an encore, but that arrangement is a full like 9 minutes that I shall never forget. It's like painted, seared into my brain. I could conjure up uh, that moment, those moments so easily, so readily, and they are still so vivid. Uh, it was a fantastic, fantastic night. Sasami, her opener, highly recommend you check her out. She came out with an album, I think it was this year, or maybe it was last year, but Not a Love Song, The Great Water Wheel, oh, The Great Feminine Water Wheel. I think I have an idea for Spotify is that I think there should be the ability to link songs. So if there's like an interlude, you could be able to link it to that. Like for instance, the Great Feminine Water Wheel flows. I mean, it is an interlude. It goes perfectly into Not a Love Song off of Sasami's latest album. But I also think that things like Self Control and Good Guy should just be always together. For example, I don't know. That's just an idea that I've had. But no, this album it was between this and Psycho Champ. And I decided to go with this. I really want to pick up Psycho Champ or Psycho Amp, whatever, at some point. Obviously, I would love to get Jubilee, but that is just can't find it. Can't find it, and I'm not gonna pay an absurd amount for it. I don't know, maybe I would, but we got a ton of hits off of this album. Roadhead, I do like Roadhead. Live, live, I prefer it. Um, Boyish, one of probably before I'd say Jubilee Boyish was probably her most popular song. Definitely recommend to check out her live version of this on. Ooh, is it? Let me check it out. What live version I'm talking about, just to make sure. Let's see. It is at Electric Lady Studios Boyish live version. Check that out. It's amazing. We got This House. This house is full of women. This house is for lovers. Oh my god, it's so good. Till Death is another good one. This is just such a fantastic album, such a great piece. It's got some really nice interludes and instrumentals coming into certain songs. Highly recommend. Here's the back, and I think it also comes with does it come with a poster? Here, well, we could just show the sleeve. Um, we got Michelle on there, always rocking it. Yeah, Japanese breakfast, of course. Like I said, I just need more for work. Um, Probably was one of my most listened to artists last year, and still is one of my most listened to artists this year. Um, she's always. It seems like she's been on tour for so long. She's always just like she's go go go, man. And next, Snail Mail told you that she'd make another appearance. This is Valentine. Came out November of 2021. One of definitely my favorite albums of last year, or at least one of the new albums that came out that year. Um, I heard not a lot of people like this album, mostly because of her vocals, and I'm actually here to disagree. I actually think they're a lot more mature. I kind of like the bit of raspiness, or at least the change in flavor that she gives us here. Like I said, it's a lot more mature for sure. She came out with, singles on the rollout for this piece. We got Valentine and Ben Franklin, but I think the song that stood out and is my favorite off of Valentine is Mia. Um, Listened to this song on repeat when it came out. I, just felt like at the time related to it a whole lot. Um, it just cut. It cut deep. It cut deep. Let's see if I could read some of the lyrics here. Isn't it strange the way it's just over? No late night calls. You're not here to walk me to your door, to my door. Mia, don't cry. I'll love you forever, but I gotta grow up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's great writing on that song. You're fixing your hair on the way to his place off of Broadway and Ninth. Vivid, we got the setting, we got the place, we got the image. If you're walking up slow together and talking through the night, I'll bet he feels so, so light. So light. Forever Sailing is another good one. Listen to that one a lot. But uh, Ben Franklin, I just love the guitar. It's like it's heavy. It's got some graininess to it. It's a great album. I wish it got a better reception. And this one's actually a special edition version. At school, the guy at Armadillo Music hooked me up. He was just like, "Hey, dude, if you're gonna buy it, we have a couple of these golden press." I mean, it's kind of like a nasty kind of mustard gold, but you know, it's cool to say like, hey, I have a special edition rollout there. Let's put that in. All right, next piece. Next piece. I know y'all. I need to put you guys on this. Self self-titled Laura Stevenson by Laura Stevenson. Obviously, I just said self-titled. Came out last year. Was it summer? I feel like it was summer 2021. This probably is my most underrated album of 2021. One of my most underrated albums of just in general. Just in general, it's got some sentimental strings. It's got some really vivid writing. Instrumentation is sentimental, but uh, I gotta find some new words. But like I said, the instrumentation is absolutely gentle. It's fantastic. We got Moving Cars. Is that on here? Talking out of trains and moving cars. Uh, Dude, what is it? Yeah, Moving Cars, Moving Cars. Definitely one of the best songs off of this. We got Continental Divide, Killer, Children's National Treasure. I wish I could say more about this album, but I really think you just have to listen to it. Um, Maybe it's nothing special, or at least it's nothing groundbreaking, but I just feel like it's really tight. It's very, it's just the sound is so just pure. Like I said, it has like some amazing lyricism, and it's a cool album cover. Like yellow, that's fun. It's fun. It's fun. I just recommend this album so highly. Maybe I'll revisit this, give it a proper review, but I don't know. I wish I could say more. I'm kind of bummed at myself. This is my chance to show off such a great album, and I can't really say much. But most underrated album of last year, most underrated album, one of my most underrated albums just in general. Laura Stevenson, check her out. You're not gonna regret it. All right. Ooh. Next piece, Kid See Ghost, Kanye West, and Kid Cudi. Let's see, what color is this? Oh, this is the blue version. The blue version from Walmart, I think. The blue version from Walmart. As people know, this is one of Anthony Fantano's 10 out of 10s, and yeah, I agree. I agree. If I was gonna give any of Ye's projects a 10 out of 10 that he released this year, it'd be Ye. That's my favorite Kanye album. Similar to this, it is short and sweet. It's got some, classic Kanye poetry, but this obviously features Cudi's, fantastic vocals. Put those two together, and you've got a recipe that deserves to be in a five-star restaurant. I mean, come on. Kids See Ghosts, we got Feel the Love, a great Cudi song. And we got Kanye coming in with a ba 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 ba. I Feel Free, Ghost Town Part 2. Uh, Reborn, Kids See Ghosts. I mean, it's a tight piece. Production is through the roof. One of Kanye's best produced albums ever, ever. There's a reason why this is so critically acclaimed. Kids See Ghosts, check it out. Cudi, Kanye, what more could you want? Ooh, Punisher. So this is Velasco's first vinyl record. Um, got this in March of 2021. Uh, Like I said, Punisher came out June 2020, and from there she became one of my favorite artists in general. In general, we got a lyric book here. So maybe we could show some of the art off, but here, let's go to. Oh, is this Graceland? Wait, no, 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 no. I see you. Let me try to find. Hold on. Moon Song. Now, fools know that Moon Song was on my top 10 songs of the year. And prior, Chinese Satellite was also on that top 10. Punisher. I mean, what can I say that already hasn't been said about Punisher? I mean, so much ink has been spilled over the, you know, praise about this album, and every drop was worth it and well deserved. Her lyricism is personal, like it pierces, it cuts in a way. I feel like all of us um, have some sort of way to relate to whatever she's writing. Her instrumentation is soft, it's gentle, um, unless it's I know the end, and then it is kind of this crazy crescendo of sound, scream, drums, guitars just going crazy. Um, I love this album so much. And again, this one holds sentimental value, first ever vinyl record. Yeah, uh, Punisher, Miss Phoebe Bridgers, the best out there. Let's do it. Uh, I want to see her live so bad. I want to see her live so bad. I want to see her live so bad, man. Woo! Nice dream, nice dream, nice dream. Da-da-da. The Bends, The Bends, my favorite Radiohead album. That's right. I'm that fool. I'm that guy. Right now, actually, my favorite Radiohead album is In Rainbows. But I kind of just say The Bends is my favorite album, just so I could be like the guy who's like favorite album is The Bends. Um, so I actually got this at Amu Music as a. It wasn't a. This isn't a new press. This is like pre-owned. Um, I remember looking through the Radiohead section with my boy, and literally my jaw was dropped to the floor when I came across this. I told my friend when we set out for LA that this was my number one thing that I was looking for, and lo and behold, sitting right there behind a kid Amnesiac, because I think that had recently dropped. Uh, but God, I was so happy to see this. Like I said, an old friend introduced me to Radiohead, and it ruined my life. Um, but they make some great music. It's sad music, man. It is sad music. But the Bends, I think it's got one of the best three-track runs with Bulletproof, I Wish I Wish, Black Star, and Sulk. And of course, we got one of the most popular songs to date, Fake Plastic Trees. Uh, Tried learning to play that on the piano at school. Kind of did not, but I mean, for a while I could maybe make it out. Nothing impressive at all. Let's see, I think there is a song. Yes, there is. Look at this. Oh wait, no, this is just the sleeve. This is just the sleeve for it. But we got good old Tommy here. Um, yeah. Oh yeah, here in the back we have some crazy. I love their art. I just love their art direction. In general. Like I said, one of my favorite albums. It's not like I said, it's not at the moment my favorite Radiohead album, but it is still very important to the mythos that is Alex Velasco. The Bends, I like the album cover. A lot of people hate it. I like it. It's cool. It's cool. But yeah, check it out. I mean, you've probably already heard Fake Plastic Trees. Might as well listen to the rest of this. It's fantastic. Yeah, a lot more not a lot heavier in terms of like the instrumentation. You know, yeah, check it out. Woohoo! I know yes, some of y'all are really gonna like this one though. Some of y'all are gonna like this one. Yeah, yeah. Look at that. What does that say? It's blonde. Blonde by Frank Ocean. Yeah, that's right. Let me pull it out. Just just in case you don't believe me. I mean, it's not like I don't think this is like rare or anything like that. But oh yeah, that's him. That is the king himself, Christopher. That is Christopher right there. If there was any album that has come out in the past 20 years that deserves to go down in music history, it's this. It's Frank Ocean's 2016 Project Blonde. It is an experimental R&B and soul uh, conglomeration of perfectness. Uh, the let's see, Nike's, Ivy's, Pink Plus White, Be Yourself, Solo, Skyline 2, Self Control, Gig Guys, Nights. If this was an album by itself, it would like undoubtedly be one of the best albums of all time. All time. This is like the greatest, what is this? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, nine-track run in any album ever. I don't care. I don't care what you say. I don't care. Greatest nine-track run in any album in history. And that is like it's not even like a fight. It's not even a fight. I mean, this is where we kind of slip up here. Solo Reprise, I've gotten um I like that. I like, Andre 3000, right? Pretty Sweet? No. Facebook Story? Why? Close to You's alright. So this middle section kind of is a lull for me. But imagine if you took these four out, bang, you go right from Nights into White Ferrari. Second greatest song in history. Second, it's not my favorite Frank Ocean song, but I think it's lyricism, instrumentation, its journey, its vocals. It's got everything going for it that it is the second most important song in human history. Or, yeah, at least modern history. That number one spot goes to Moon River from Breakfast at Tiffany's, which Frank Ocean also covered, but it's obviously the original one that I say is the most important song in human history. Um, let's just go through this album, right? Oh, this is also the like the Lego yellow version, Lego head yellow. Nikes, go out, ball stick to my jeans, breathing pheromones, Ember Rose, sipping pink gold, yeah, sipping pink gold lemonade. We got Ivy. What's it? To you. It's only awkward if you're him too, right? Pink and White, classic. It's my out of the nine run, it's my least favorite, but it's still, whew, it's a classic. Be Yourself. Used to always skip Be Yourself, but it kind of goes tough now. You got Buddy Ross's running around in the background, one of my favorite instrumentals ever, ever. It's dreadful. It's gloomy. It's existential. It's such a perfect piece. So I definitely recommend to check that out if you have the chance. Solo, learned a lot about solo recently. It's about smoking by yourself, but also, being so low, you know, uh, and he does a lot of like kind of double entendre sort of deal where I think that's the word for it, but in like he's saying I'm in hell, but also inhale, inhale, inhale. Uh, great. He's just such a great writer. He's such a great writer. Like this entire album displays lyricism. This is like writing 101. I don't really think there are many people on this planet that can achieve the sort of writing that he achieves, and that's just the truth. It's sad. It's depressing. Skyline 2 is pretty good. I think that's the one with Beyonce on it. Self Control. Ah, Grandma me told me don't run from the police. You gotta listen to his live version of Self Control. He does a little freestyle at the beginning. Um, it's so good. He was messing with your nose, thinking use a Jackson. And just the song Self Control is again an all-time great top song of the 2010s. Um, God, and Good Guy. Good Guy gets me, man. Good Guy gets me. It's like a minute 17. It acts as an interlude. Um, but I just love it. It's simple, it's quaint, it's but it tells a story. It tells a whole story. Um, once again, it cuts. It cuts. We got Knights, of course, home to the greatest beat switch in all of beat switch and all of music history, and that is just a fact. And then, like I said, Solo, pretty sweet Facebook story post to you. Oh, right? By Ferrari, we said our piece on that. Siegfried, pretty good, pretty good. Godspeed, which I'm pretty sure is a cover. But yeah, Godspeed, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. One of the greatest songs of all time as well. And Future Free. You see, I wasn't really a fan of Future Free, just because I just didn't like it. I didn't like the whole like interview thing at the end, the whole uh, you know cut in between the actual song and then that interview style thing that he did. Um, but no, I can't remember. I'm not sure if this was 2020 or maybe spring of 2021 when it really sort of started to hit for me. Um, I think also watching the video accompanied with this one where he actually got the audio um, for that final bit, but no, I just find I just really like Future Free a lot. Like and of course it uses Buddy Ross again. I'm trying to think is like uh, you know uh, they pay me 600, 800 something K mama to stand on my feet mama. I should be paying them. They paying me, mama. It's like, it's so good. It's just like so self-reflective. That song, Menaging on my birthday, tap on the first stroke. It's like, it's so self-reflective. And like I said, this album is so meticulously crafted. I'm pretty sure it has an exact hour run length. Night's speed switch happens perfectly in the middle of the album. Um, Future Free, I think one of the questions one of the interviewees is asked is how far we are from the sun. And it's like 9 something million, however many miles. And then like the song's runtime equates to how far we are from the sun, or at least it like kind of ratios almost. But yeah, this is definitely a top three album for me. Never gets old listening to it. Um, Picked this up on first date actually. Um, yeah, so I just absolutely love this album. Absolutely a prized possession of mine. It's got obviously a fun story behind it. Boho Records, local record store, a killer one. Love visiting there every time, and that's Blonde. All right. Ooh, now y'all know what this is. One of the also came out 2016 or 2017. 2016. Um, I love it when you sleep, for you're so beautiful, yet so unaware of it. One of the greatest titles for an album, I think, personally. Absolutely love this album. It is my favorite 1975 album. I think, see, I got really into them maybe junior year, maybe sophomore year. I remember listening to UGG a lot. Obviously, Somebody Else was my first introduction to them. Heard them on the radio. I think I sort of got into them maybe on like a trip when I was in Italy. Um, I feel like that was sort of the time. But this album is just so well crafted. It's got some of their most biggest hits on here, like I said, UGG, Change of Heart, Shaded American, If I Believe You. Let's see, Somebody Else, the most popular song. Loving Someone. Oh, the sound. Oh, the sound. It's such an upbeat bop. Paris. Paris was my favorite. That was actually on my top 10 songs of the year 2020 version. Um, I just love the lyricism for that song particularly. Nana, Nana cuts, Nana hits. It's like an acoustic. You could actually hear Maddie sort of choke up at the end, and I just love that. And She Lays Down is like another acoustic to finish it off. Um, but what else? What more can I say? Look at it's a cool, has all the titles of the tracks and these LED neon lights. I'm pretty sure let's see, these are actually clear. Yeah, these are clear. I don't really want to take them out right now, but yeah, we got clear pressings. Yeah, but I'm a fan of the length too. It packs a lot of punch. I'm not sure if it's in my top 10 anymore, or at least it's not in my top 5 anymore. There's just so many albums out there that I absolutely love, but this was definitely a top 3 album for a long time. Um, Change of Heart. Oh, thank you. Um, Change of Heart. UGG, like I said, is really fun. She's American has really uh, grown on me quite a lot. I'm trying to think, what is this? Trying to think, was it? Oh no, it's one about girls or something like that. But even some of their like instrumental interludes are really good, like Please Be Naked, Lost My Head. I like When You Sleep For You're So Beautiful, It's So Unaware of It. They've got some good stuff in here. Oh, It Must Be My Dream has one of the best like saxophone pieces out there. And they've been incorporating that a lot more, especially in A Brief Inquiry onto Online Dating. They worked with it in Notes in a Conditional Form, and it turns out their latest album, 2 tracks, and we got 2 songs with horns in it, and I cannot wait. Um, Definitely recommend to just check out the band. Thank you. I just really recommend to check out the band if you haven't. I do think you should start out with this, head to their first album, then go to their third album, maybe check out their fourth album. Their fourth album has like 22 songs on it, and like I don't like that album that much, but I do still have like half the album like saved. So yeah, there's that. You knew it was gonna come. Snail Mail's Lush. Discovered her also during quarantine. This was the album that started it all. Um, I think this is like the sort of like a gateway drug into this sort of type of music. At least this is just a great album, man. This is actually, at least I would always tell people that I actually enjoyed listening to this physically more than initially. I don't know why, but just listening to it on vinyl kind of gave it more, at least for me. Oh yeah, Stick. Stick did make it onto Lush, and we saw that on the Static Buzz piece. But Pristine. pristine. Paying you to light and see it anyways. 'Cause I never, oh, anytime, anytime. So good. Deep sea dive. Um, Golden Dream, Heat Wave. Oh, this is just like again another tight, concise, perfectly crafted piece. It's her magnum opus. It really is. It put her on the map. Put her on the map for a reason. It's really good. It's really good. If you know you kind of like that, would this be like it's like alt, right? It's like alt kind of bedroom. Uh, yeah, maybe dream pop. No, no, that's like mercurial world. I think that's kind of like the go-to when you're kind of saying dream pop. But no, Snail Mail. Check her out. Check this LP out. Her best piece for sure. Ooh, now don't run away. But we got the rebuild um, soundtrack on vinyl, or at least the Hikaru Utada sound pieces. We got One Last Kiss, Beautiful World Again, and Fly Me to the Moon. And then, yeah. So this is for Neon Genesis Evangelion's Rebuilds. This released alongside the Thrice Upon a Time final part. Hikaru Tada had been providing her talents for the entirety of this Rebuilds 4 movie series. She is probably the most popular Japanese singer, um, maybe on the planet, besides Hatsune Miku, right? She did Simple and Clean for Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts. She has so much, so much discog under her belt. She's got some mad pieces. Her latest album, I definitely recommend to check out. It's also got One Last Kiss on it. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just love the fact that this came out. It's so cool. We got Asuka with the eye patch. Yeah, One Last Kiss. Obviously with the context of the rebuilds, these songs hit a lot harder. Beautiful World definitely does. But One Last Kiss with the final movie, especially the final scene, and considering everything that happened, it's tear jerking. It's tear jerking. She's a fantastic artist, fantastic series, a fantastic sort of revamp of the story. Highly recommend, highly recommend, highly recommend. And I'm just glad that this exists. All right. The New Abnormal by the Strokes, the April or March 2020. Um, but somewhere in there, March, April, somewhere in there. All I know is that the New Abnormal is very fitting. Um, this is cool. Comes with a poster. This back is a poster. It's very cool. I really like the sleeve, the packaging. It's this plastic envelope, really sick. We got the album on the front, and then the actual vinyl is kept in this orange covering. But this was their first full LP after the Come Down Machine. Not very well received, Come Down Machine, and at least their last couple albums. At least, obviously from their first one and their second one. And then from there, it was kind of just getting declining. But I'm a fan of First Impressions of Earth. Really like that album. Still need to listen to Angles and still need to listen to Room on Fire. But the New Abnormal really set my love for the Strokes off. My dad um, really would always put on their first album when I was a kid, so I was always surrounded by Last Night, Someday, stuff like that. But this album, one of the best albums of 2020, without a doubt. One of the best. We got Adults Are Talking was a single that they released. Let's see. Bad Decisions, not really a Bad Decisions guy. but it's alright. At the Door is such a good, like, 6 minute gut punch. It's really like heavy on like that synth, it's that pattern. They have like one of the coolest music videos. It's kind of like Thundercats. It's really sick. Ode to the Mets is one of the best final tracks of an album, at least in my recent memory. My recent memory, one of the best final tracks in an album. Highly recommend. Um, yeah, it's just like such a tight and concise piece. It's nice to see the Strokes back at it. Um, God, and Julian really came out with some unexpected falsetto throughout this piece. We got ooh, Selfless, he pops it, and I think it's Brooklyn Bridge, he pops it too. Let's check it. Let's go. Selfless definitely for sure, but Brooklyn Bridge he also pops out some high notes. But yeah, I really recommend you guys to listen to Adults Are Talking live version on SNL. He's got a little extra verse that he adds to the end of it, and it's just really fun to listen to. The New Normal, Strokes, they're back and they're big. I mean, they've always been big, but Jay Dilla's The Donuts, gifted from a friend. I actually have two versions of this one, but this one particularly gifted from a friend. Um, Jay Dilla produced this on his deathbed. Um, he is like one of the most talented samplers in music history. Um, I think he is the best sampler in history, and the way that this album is engineered, the way it's crafted, and the fact that the guy was like literally dying whilst whilst creating this. It is his magnum opus. It is his greatest piece. Um, it's just so impressive. This is like literally holding, like all of this is art, but this is a masterpiece. This is a masterpiece. Highly recommend to check out Jay Dilla. Read up on him. Uh, let's see. Let's give off some ones. Light It. Stop. The Difference. Airworks. Lightworks. 111. Don't Cry. Two Can Win. Uh, You Love. High and By. Just to name out a few songs off of here. Um, I don't remember what song it is, but there was this video that I saw of some artists and some producers, some engineers studying the song, looking at his procedure, the way that he made this particular song on this album. And, with sampling, obviously, we're cutting up, we're finding old tunes, we're altering, pitching up, pitching down, reversing, yada, yada, yada. But in order to craft this particular song, Dilla took um, he cut up the song and the percussion. He took the drums and he put them, you know, laid them out, but to make like this beat, right? But whatever was with that percussion, he kept it. He kept it. But which is like the interesting part. He didn't just keep the percussion, he kept whatever was accompanied with it. So whilst doing that, it it just created this, unexpected, or probably expected because the man's a genius. This song that it worked because it was like he was making his own song because it was like he was choosing the percussion to make the bones, and then the flesh was like whatever was accompanied with it. And it was just really cool to see. I really wish that I could explain it better, but yeah, I would definitely go check it out. All right. It's probably like my last one I'm gonna show off, or I could rapid fire these other ones, but I don't really have much to say about them. Off the Wall, Michael Jackson, an original. Also got this one at Amoeba. One of my favorite listens in general. Really cool. You got, of course, Off the Wall and Rock with You. Rock with You was like my favorite song throughout of middle school, and yeah, it's just cool. I mean, I like to say that it's an original, but it's not really that rare. Um, yeah, Michael Jackson, King of Pop. And then I could just, breeze through these other ones. Kind of just like Japanese kind of, like kind of music your grandma listens to on like Spanish radio. It's kind of like that, but Japanese. Um, a jazz piece, really fun. It came with like a newspaper clipping or something like that, kind of just telling you about like the history of like this pressing company and this piece. Uh, so yeah, very cool piece. Cool in the Gang, Cool in the Gang. I actually love Cool in the Gang. This is not one of their most popular albums, but love Cool in the Gang. Absolutely love Cool in the Gang. Adore them. Let's see. Kiki D and the Patterns. If you know Don't Go Breaking My Heart by Elton John, she is the girl who featured on it. Pretty good album, actually. I should probably spin it again. Alright. A little Duke Ellington. Greatest hits. Pretty good listen. Yeah. I always like to get a jazz album, at least one whenever I go vinyl shopping. Music for Films, Brian Eno. I actually really don't like this album. I bought it expecting it to have the big ship on it. I should have looked at the album cover, just because the big ship is probably the saddest song that I have ever listened to, and I think it still holds true right now, considering all the sad songs that I've listened to. It's still the saddest one I know. Do not like this album. Yeah, Brian Eno's Music for Films. All right. Brooke Benton. Not sure if I've actually ever listened to this one. Another jazz piece. The King Oliver Crow People, featuring Louis Armstrong. This is the goofiest thing I ever heard. It's like Mickey Mouse music. Still can't deny the talent on this, of course. Louis Armstrong, one of the greatest to ever do it. And this James Taylor album. I have not listened to it yet, but my dad got it for me, so thank you very much. But yeah. So as I put these vinyls back, I think this might be a good time to talk about what vinyls I hope to get. And throughout this, I kind of mentioned which ones I was looking out for. Like The Queen is Dead, The Smiths, really would love that one. I really want Loveless by My Bloody Valentine. Uh, they actually had a lot of those in the last time, that and The Queen is Dead. So I'm really hoping to pick those up. I really want In Rainbows by Radiohead. Like I said, it's my favorite Radiohead album at the moment. I would love Heaven or Las Vegas by the Cocteau Twins. Been listening to them mad this summer. Um, you know, old friend introduced them to me. Not old friend, but or someone introduced me to the Twins, and God, one of the most beautiful albums ever put together. Love their stuff. I'm kind of in the middle of listening to their White album right now. It's just so ethereal and majestic. Yeah, would love to get that on vinyl. Let's see what else. I'd love to get Sling on vinyl. I know that many of you might remember my distaste for Sling initially when I gave my review for it last year. Times have changed. Times have changed. Tastes have changed. I realize how god tier that album actually is. Um, and yeah, I'm sorry, Claire, for my disrespect. It was undeserved. It's a fantastic album. It's sentimental. It's gentle. It's down to earth. Or at least production. Like I said, it's very earthy. Um, it's very cozy. It's a cozy album. Obviously, like the subject matter is very, 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 very depressing. Her lyricism But I would love Sling. I would love Immunity on vinyl too. I guess I would like OK Computer on vinyl. Apple Music, and their little blurb about it, says that it's people say it's one of the best albums of all time. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. What else? I guess I'd like to get Donda um, on vinyl. Um, you know, it was a big part of my 2021 year, so I'd like to pick it up. Um, let's see, Steve Lacy's new album. I'm not sure if that's gonna get a vinyl release. Biba Doobie's new album. Would love to pick that up. Let's see. Oh, Random Access Memories by Daft Punk. I'd love to pick up. And Fraudulent by Daniel Caesar, but that I don't think is getting pressed anymore. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting now. Thank you all for listening to this final review or display, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. See you later.